Now, I've been doing the math, and I've been figuring out how many hours of brain-challenging tasks you guys have done in 4 years. And I hate to tell you this, Carl, but it's more like 20,000. I mean, I was working it out. I mean, how many days do you really work less than 16 hours? Not a lot. So, of course, the reason I'm wrong in my calculation is that instead of just focusing on physics, you've done physics and chemistry and math and engineering and computer science and biology and humanities and social sciences and the arts and ballroom dancing and humans versus zombies and a few other things. So you probably are a good part of the way along to becoming an expert in about 10 different things. So now more seriously, why do Harvey Mudd graduates do great things? Now, as I said, Grant stole my talk yesterday, which is unfortunate, but the answer, of course, is because they can. But the important question is, why are you capable of doing great things? Perhaps it's because you have received the best undergraduate education on the face of the earth in science, engineering, mathematics, humanities, social sciences, and the arts. Or perhaps it's because you know how to work really hard, really, really hard, and keep at it for several years, 4 at least. Or perhaps it's because you have internalized our mission statement and care deeply about the impact of your work on society. However, I think it's mostly because you have developed a set of values and attitudes that allow you to take on major challenges and succeed. So let me mention a few of these values and attitudes that I think are particularly important in enabling you to do great things. The first one is lack of fear of failure. The second one is a commitment to everyone's success. The third one is excellence without arrogance. The fourth one is a delight in learning. And the fifth one, which you are not expecting me to say, is a delight in challenging authority. I had authority in quotes. Maybe I should have said a delight in challenging the administration. So let me say a couple of words about each of these. Fear of failure is what stops many people from trying to do great things. But at Mudd, everybody gets many opportunities to fail and to learn from those failures and to learn to ask for help and to learn to give help. And you know that even when you start learning something that seems, or start trying to solve a problem that seems just over the top impossible, you know that you're going to stick with it. You're going to work with others, you're going to ask people questions, you're going to go on the internet, you're going to do whatever it takes. But you know that you will get through it. And the most important part of that is, as Dr. Wyman said, it's not that you're solving that problem. It's that by pushing your brain so hard, you are developing new capabilities in your brain. And I can tell you, I don't know of another institution that pushes its students to do so much hard thinking over a 4-year period. Commitment to everyone's success. Sometimes when I tell people about what it's like at Mudd, where there's no such thing as competition between students for grades, where every student knows it's their responsibility to make sure that everyone succeeds, they just sort of look at me as though, like, what planet do you live on? Well, I live on planet Harvey Mudd. That understanding that helping others succeed and being part of a group that succeeds together is probably the most valuable thing you will take with you for the rest of your life. Because people who make others successful are sought after. And that's one of the big reasons that our graduates are some of the most sought after in the world, whether it's for PhD programs at elite institutions or at top companies. Now let me talk about excellence without arrogance. I have been at places that were arrogant. Don't want to mention any single place in particular. I've actually only been at one place that was arrogant. No, I was at two. I was at IBM Research early in my career. The thing I love about MUD is every single person, every student, every staff, every faculty member, our alumni, we strive to do well every day. But we also deeply value humility. And we were showing some of our alumni a branding presentation, and Tim Hussey, our AVP for PR and Communications, said, well, we want you to be proud of MUD. And one of our alumni, class of 65 or 66, said, but we're not supposed to be proud. We are humble. That's one of the things we take with us into life. And I think that that combination of striving for excellence every day and yet maintaining humility is, again, one of the things that enables you to be very successful. Now let me talk about delight in learning. Now, I do understand that delight is not always the word to describe how our students feel about learning. At various times, exhaustion, frustration, or angst might be more appropriate. But the reality about each of you is you have an incredible curiosity and desire to learn just about everything. And you bring that desire to unicycles, freeliners, quantum mechanics, arithmetic geometry, PCAM, lizards, algorithms, music, video games, and ballroom dancing, and a ton of other things I didn't mention. You love to learn. Now let me talk about the last one, delight in challenging authority. Yes, there are times when I'm reading Community-L, and yes, I do read it, but fortunately I do not have access to any of the dorm chat lists. Though I do occasionally get an email from a student who says, President Calabi, I just want to tell you that not every student thinks you're out to destroy us. Yeah, this was a tough year with the discussions about growing the size of the college, and I felt like I went from being the coolest president ever to the worst person in the universe just overnight by raising that topic. But even though I might feel that way at times, I really don't have much of a cause to complain because I was one of the student activists who held a sit-in at the president's office when I was a first-year student at the University of Alberta. So, I have an enormous amount of respect for students who challenge authority. But, I'm not really talking about this because I'm telling you that it's good for you to give the president or the dean of students a hard time. I'm telling you this because the people who do great things are the people who challenge accepted ideas and wisdom. They're people who are willing to say, yes, but couldn't you do? Or isn't it possible? Or why do you believe that? And you guys are really good at that. Really, really good at it. So every single one of you, I have absolutely no doubt you're going to go forward and do great things. You will do them in unbelievably different ways. But I know that you will do it. I've had 4 years to watch you. I've had 4 years to watch you grow. I am so proud of every single one of you. You are really quite different human beings. Even though you were totally wonderful when you arrived, we all know how much we love our frosh when we get here. But you have grown in unbelievably wonderful ways. And, I'm not the only person who says this. Our faculty say it. But I hear it over and over again from your parents. They say, my son or daughter, and they describe something about you when you arrived, and then they tell me how different you are, how you have grown in such wonderful ways, and they too are so proud of you. Like everyone else at MUD, I will miss you enormously. I hope you will send me email, come back for alumni weekend every year, and I wish you the very best for the future. Congratulations on graduating from Harvey-Mudd College, the best science and engineering undergraduate education on the face of the earth, and partly the best because of all of the humanities, social sciences, and the arts courses that you also take. Ladies and gentlemen, the 55th annual commencement ceremony of Harvey-Mudd College is now concluded.